a time, there was a bluebird.
Flew oh so high.
There's a lot of words.
To John James Audubon.
Bluebird loved to fly. Hit me three. Until one day, he noticed a sad boy who didn't feel free like he did. So he watched the boy and observed. He made a decision. He was going to try to begin a friendship with the boy. So after school one day, he pursued him. The boy noticed the bluebird, but he still was sad. The bluebird didn't stop pursuing him. The boy finally smiled. So the bluebird kept flying with him. Soon the bluebird and the boy began to do many things together. They went to the market. They walked home from the market. They played hide and seek with each other.
Cry.
The bluebird and the boy were best friends. The boy was smiling for the first time since he lost his parents. Why would you laugh at that? The bluebird bought the boy a cookie. His mom used to make him cookies. The boy they finally arrived at the house. The boy was beaming with light and joy with his cookie. He ran into the house, then came out of the house, and he began to share the cookie with his friend Bluebird. They spent the next few weeks together and even went to school together.
What?
But one day after school, the boy was sad again. The bluebird didn't know why, so he followed him home. Bluebird perched up on the boy's shoulder, and he finally smiled again. So they went for a walk to the park. When they saw a boat salesman, they decided to buy a boat. What do you think they'll do with the boat?
He'll go in the boat. The bird will go in the boat.
Let's see. So they decided they were going to sail their boat. And the bluebird landed on the boat. And all the kids from around town came to watch the bluebird in the boat. The girl who the boy liked from school but was too scared to talk to also was sailing a boat. She always wanted a bluebird as a friend. They left the park and went to lay under a tree and talk about life and love. And Mark Driscoll. They listened to Mark Driscoll's podcast. And as they began to walk farther into the woods, the boy stopped and saw something.
The mean friend.
The mean friends from school had followed him home. So him and the bird
Oh my goodness. That's
bravely approached them. The boys began to bully him and make fun of his silly boat. They called him all kinds of mean names and made fun of him for being an orphan. They began to pick up sticks and throw them at the boy, missing, until finally the meanest, strongest boy picked up the biggest stick he could find, heaved it right for the boy's head. Just before it hit the boy, Bluebird jumped in and took the shot for him. The boys felt bad, but it was too late to say sorry. They ran out of fear. The boy picked up his only friend left in the entire world. He held him and wept the last tear he had.
But then a red bird.
I don't even need to talk about this page because it's so beautiful. Wow. This is the best picture I've ever seen. Just when the boy thought things couldn't get worse, It got better. This one the boy thought things could never get better. All of the bluebird's friends from around the four corners of the world came together and play with him. They picked him up and they carried him and he flew and he finally felt free, like the bluebird always wanted him to feel. He soared over the town, just like the bluebird used to, as he would watch him from the sky. They flew together higher and higher above the clouds and the skyscraper. And right at the top of their flight, he released the bluebird into freedom again. And he began to soar. And he drifted off. They waved their last goodbyes. And the boy and all his new bird friends continued on in life.